Hello, my name's Jason Bing, and I'm the new Season 2 host. We're here with Fox. Fox, thanks for coming out.
Thanks, man.
For telling us your story, you get the Raw Deal t-shirt.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a combat veteran, 6 years in the Army.
Oh yeah, when did you sign up?
About 2000, year 2000.
Cool. Do you have any hobbies?
Yeah, I'm a singer for a band called On the Edge of Ashes.
On the Edge of Ashes, that's right. You sent me a disc. Is it cool if I use some of your music on the show?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Oh yeah, promote it. Big time.
Cool. On the Edge of Ashes.
On the Edge of Ashes.
Anyway, tell us about your Raw Deal. What happened?
We went to Kuwait. I was deployed to Kuwait back in, I think it was 2003. We get deployed, and we've got the Connexes coming in off the boat.
Okay.
And, so
what's a Connex?
Connex is some, big supply bin, pretty much. It's like a
Oh,
giant.
okay. Something to carry supplies, food,
Right.
whatever.
Supplies, hygiene items, stuff like that. Things you're gonna need for the deployment.
Okay.
So and it comes off the boat and it's staged in the staging area, probably about, I don't know, 16 clicks away from where we were.
What's 16 clicks? What is that?
Click is a kilometer. So
Okay.
it's
How far is that?
It's a little. I think it's a little under a mile, I believe.
Oh, so sometimes they don't land right. You might have to go for a mile or two to get your supplies.
Yeah. Well, at the beginning, before we went in, we went out to get the stuff. That way we had it when we went into Iraq.
So you and a buddy went to go get the Connex
Right.
box.
There was probably about 4 of us on the convoy.
Okay.
Out there. It wasn't a red zone at the time, but we were.
What does red zone mean?
Combat.
Oh, so nobody was shooting at you.
Yeah,
you guys kind of.
Right. It was kind of relaxed at the time, but we were preparing to go into red. So we get out there, and it's a nice little staging area. It's got a weight tent. It's got the food tent. It's got everything going. Myself and my sergeant at the time, we go to the weight tent. He's my workout buddy at the time, and so we work out. And on the way back, there was a soldier. He had fatigued and fell asleep behind the wheel of a Humvee, and that Humvee just happened to hit me that night while we were walking across the camp. He probably was doing about 15 to 20 miles an hour estimated, and slammed right into me. It's not really that fast, but at the same time, you're talking about a Humvee that's...
Oh, one of those monster...
Yeah.
So then what happened?
Well, I woke up, and I didn't know, I thought a mortar had hit us, and I was freaking out.
Where'd you wake up? Was it just kind of right there, or
yeah,
in
it
the
was,
hospital?
Well, it was like 15 feet away from where the impact happened. But
so it knocked you 15 feet?
Yeah, he knocked me for a loop, man.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was bad.
Oh, a big vehicle like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wake up, man, and I got my NCO, my buddy standing on me. Dude, be still, don't move. We're gonna check you out real quick. And I heard this voice in my head. It said, "Get up." And I was like, "Man, help me up." And I got up. We get back to the staging area, and my unit, they're like, "Well, we're gonna leave it up to you. You're one of our best shooters." They said, "Okay, if you want to stay, we really need you to stay. We want you to stay out here, but if you want to go back to the rear, that we understand that." So they left it up to me, a whole soldier.
If you went to the back of the line, what would happen?
Whenever I say the rear, that means the people back in the States.
Oh, okay. So you stayed.
Yeah, I was dumb. I shouldn't have.
You stayed a week, got better.
Well, I told the unit, I said, well, give me 2 weeks light duty, or a week light duty, and they said, okay, check it out. And I got back in the gym, started working out. After a week and a half, my body was just right back into things, and it was, I don't know. Nowadays, I'm feeling it bad. Like I can't, like my back's all messed up, my shoulders are messed up.
So did they document this stuff when you were over there?
Well,
Because I know being in the military, you have to bring your documents everywhere you're stationed, kind of like a driver's license thing.
That's the bad thing about it. I've got one person that remembers me getting hit.
They lost your documents? Is that what you're saying?
Well, there was a change of command while we were out in Iraq. Whenever there's a change of command, there's a bunch of paperwork that is, left in limbo until the next commander or whoever comes in and takes over and sets it right.
So did they document you getting hit?
Supposedly they did, and I was looking for that documentation, and there's nowhere to be found. And he said, well, it
But
must.
you didn't know that yet, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that until I got back to the rear. I spent 7 months over there after I'd been hit. I went through, countless convoys. I've taken fire. I've seen like too much stuff for one person to see in their lifetime.
When you finally got out, where was that?
Well, I got out in 2004 for the first time in Fort Hood, Texas.
Texas, okay.
Yeah, I got out there. Actually came down here and went to Full Sail, tried to go to school and do the civilian thing, and it wasn't happening, man.
Well, in Texas, sometimes when soldiers come back,
oh man,
was anybody there, or was it just you coming back?
No, well, it was at that time there was only us that were getting out of the Army. My time had come up. I'd been at war for 7 months, and I said, man, I'm done. My back was starting to hurt because of the Humvee wreck. My shoulders were starting to hurt, and it was it's time for me to get out. And it's kind of like they looked at me as like I was a deserter or something, man. And
was that a time where family comes to meet with you? Or?
Yeah, of course, man. And that's another thing. That's one of the biggest things that has messed me up so bad, man. Is because when I got off the bird, man, it was like nobody there for me, man. It was just like, where's everybody at? Because there's more people like me that are coming out of the Army that are getting a raw deal from their unit, because I don't know, for some reason their unit just didn't take care of them.
Or they lost the paperwork.
Or they lost the paperwork or something.
I guess it doesn't matter if it's 1942 or 2012. It seems like when somebody gets hurt, they're losing the paperwork.
Yeah.
I don't know. So,
yeah.
I hope we can do something for you.
I hope so too, man.
Thanks for coming on and telling us your story.
Appreciate
and we really appreciate you coming out here.
Cool, man. Thank you.
Now it's up to you to vote on who you thought got the Ross deal. Is it story number 1? Maybe it's story number 2. Who knows? It might even be story number 3. Go to myrawdeal.com and vote now. I'm Jason Bing. Thanks for watching.